What if your joints are quietly deteriorating, and every bite you take is making it worse? What if what's on your plate is fueling the very pain that makes it hard to bend, twist, or walk without discomfort? For many living with rheumatoid arthritis, this is already happening. Inflammation isn't just a symptom, it's a fire that's being fed day after day, often without even realizing it. Arthritis doesn't scream at first. It whispers. A little stiffness here, a dull ache there, but over time that whisper turns into a shout, until climbing stairs feels like scaling a mountain, or holding a coffee cup becomes a test of endurance. Medications can help, but they don't stop the storm, they just dull the thunder. Through quiet observation and research, a clear pattern emerges. The foods people eat every day are either fighting inflammation or feeding it. Certain ingredients, ordinary, inexpensive, available in nearly every grocery store, have the potential to cool the internal fire behind joint pain. These aren't miracle cures, they're tools that, when used consistently, can help reduce swelling, protect cartilage, and support smoother movement. Inflammation is a biological process, but it doesn't happen in isolation. What enters the body through food interacts with it, molecularly, chemically, systematically. That means food can be more than fuel. It can be a quiet remedy. Certain foods are rich in compounds like anthocyanins, bromelain, flavonoids, and omega-3s agents the body can use to restore balance and reduce pain at the cellular level. This video will uncover 7 specific foods with well-documented anti-inflammatory properties. Foods that target the root causes of arthritis pain, not just the symptoms. These are not exotic or hard to pronounce. They're items found in kitchen drawers, market baskets, and home recipes around the world. Some are fruits, some are seeds, others are spices or oils, but all share one thing in common. They help the body fight back. Each segment in this video will focus on one food, offering scientific insight into how it works, what benefits it offers, and how to easily add it to everyday meals. The goal is simple: practical tools to help reduce pain, improve joint mobility, and regain a sense of control. Even one small change in the diet can begin to tip the scale toward healing. If the pain has felt louder lately, if movement feels harder than it used to, then it's time to listen to what the body might be asking for. The number 1 on our list of inflammation-fighting foods is fatty fish, especially salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These cold matter fish are some of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, 2 compounds the body cannot produce on its own. Omega-3s are widely recognized for their ability to reduce systemic inflammation, but their effects are especially critical in conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, where inflammation directly damages the joints. In rheumatoid arthritis, the immune system mistakenly targets the body's own joint tissues. This leads to chronic inflammation, pain, stiffness, and eventually erosion of cartilage and bone. Omega-3s help by interrupting this harmful immune response. They reduce the production of inflammatory molecules, like cytokines and prostaglandins, that fuel joint swelling and discomfort. In this way, omega-3s act almost like natural immune modulators, helping the body tone down its attack on itself. Several clinical trials have shown that regular consumption of fatty fish can significantly reduce symptoms of RA. Participants report less morning stiffness, fewer swollen joints, and a reduced need for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Even blood tests show a measurable drop in C-reactive protein, CRP, levels, a key indicator of inflammation in the body. The results aren't immediate, but with consistent intake over weeks or months, the improvements can be substantial. Fatty fish also bring a second benefit. They're a potent source of vitamin D. This vitamin plays a vital role in immune regulation and bone health, two major concerns in rheumatoid arthritis. Low levels of vitamin D are common in people with RA and have been linked to increased disease activity. By improving vitamin D status through diet, individuals can support stronger bones and better immune balance at the same time. There's another dimension to consider. When paired with other anti-inflammatory foods, such as leafy greens, berries, turmeric, or olive oil, the effects of fatty fish are amplified. These foods don't work in isolation, they work in harmony. While omega-3s help regulate inflammatory pathways, antioxidants from other foods neutralize free radicals and further protect joint tissues. It's this layered nutritional approach that can create real, lasting change in the way arthritis is experienced. Following the deep, joint-soothing properties of fatty fish, we move to a very different kind of ally, one that's small, colorful, and unexpectedly powerful. The number 2 on our list today is berries, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. They don't carry the oily richness of salmon or the dense omega-3s of mackerel, but their strength lies in their vibrant hues, each one signaling a rich concentration of natural antioxidants with deep therapeutic potential for people living with rheumatoid arthritis. Among the most important of these compounds are anthocyanins, pigments responsible for the red, blue, and purple tones in berries. But these pigments do far more than decorate the fruit. Inside the human body, they neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that build up during chronic inflammation and contribute to joint damage, cartilage erosion, and persistent stiffness. Where inflammation creates oxidative stress, anthocyanins quietly dismantle it, offering protection at the cellular level. Scientific studies continue to confirm what traditional cultures have long practiced. Berries ease inflammatory burdens. In controlled trials, berry-rich diets led to significant reductions in C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker for systemic inflammation and disease severity in rheumatoid arthritis. By reducing CRP and suppressing inflammatory messengers like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6, berries interfere directly with the biochemical cascade that leads to joint destruction. But the value of berries extends beyond antioxidant defense. These fruits are also high in vitamin C, a key nutrient for maintaining healthy cartilage and connective tissue. Vitamin C supports collagen synthesis, and collagen forms the scaffolding of joints. Without enough of it, the body struggles to maintain the structural integrity of inflamed or aging joints, especially under the constant stress of autoimmune activity. Looping back to the body's needs, berries serve as natural protectors, quietly reducing inflammation, enhancing mobility, and supporting the rebuilding process. They complement the anti-inflammatory action of omega-3-rich fish and pave the way for the next critical step in the dietary defense against arthritis. Because while antioxidants help reduce damage, the body also needs nutrients that build and strengthen from within. That brings us to number 3 on our list, leafy greens, specifically spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These aren't just healthy foods, they're natural tools designed to deliver dense, absorbable nutrients that nourish joints, support immune balance, and reinforce the very foundation that arthritis tries to wear down. Let's take a closer look at what makes these greens so powerful, especially for seniors who are managing pain, stiffness, and mobility challenges. As the body ages, it needs more targeted support. Leafy greens provide exactly that, through a network of vitamins and minerals that work together to protect and rebuild. They're rich in vitamins C, E, and K, plus calcium, magnesium, folate, and fiber, each playing a unique role in keeping joints strong and the immune system balanced. Vitamin C, which we also saw in berries, helps the body produce collagen, the protein that keeps collagen strong and elastic. Vitamin E works as a natural antioxidant, shielding joint tissues from daily wear and tear. But perhaps most important for seniors is vitamin K, This often overlooked nutrient helps the body send calcium where it's needed, into the bones, not the joints, reducing the risk of painful calcium buildup around knees, fingers, or hips. What's remarkable is how these nutrients work together. They don't act alone. For example, the fiber in leafy greens helps nourish beneficial gut bacteria, which plays a surprising role in reducing inflammation throughout the body. Magnesium helps the muscles relax and supports nerve health, which can ease joint tension. Folate encourages proper cell repair, a quiet but essential process as the body ages and needs to heal from everyday movement. Studies have shown that people who regularly include leafy greens in their diet have lower levels of inflammation markers like CRP and IL-6. These individuals often experience slower joint damage, less pain, and better day-to-day mobility. These greens don't just quiet inflammation, they strengthen the ground beneath it, helping the body become more resilient over time. Number 4 on our list is olive oil, specifically extra virgin olive oil. This smooth, golden oil does far more than flavor your food. It contains unique compounds that can help calm inflammation, reduce pain, and support joint mobility, key goals for anyone managing rheumatoid arthritis, especially in the later years of life. The most powerful compound in extra virgin olive oil is called oleocanthal. What makes oleocanthal so significant is its ability to block the same inflammation-triggering enzymes that over-the-counter pain relievers target. These enzymes, COX-1 and COX-2, play a major role in joint swelling and pain. Oleocanthal interrupts that process, naturally reducing the intensity of the body's inflammatory response. This anti-inflammatory action is not just theoretical. In studies, participants who used extra virgin olive oil regularly reported less joint stiffness and reduced discomfort, particularly in the mornings, when arthritis symptoms are often at their worst. For seniors, who may be more sensitive to the side effects of long-term medication use, a natural approach like this can be a valuable addition to daily habits. Olive oil is also rich in monounsaturated fats, which help lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of inflammation in rheumatoid arthritis. When CRP levels drop, many people experience fewer flare-ups, better mobility, and a noticeable reduction in pain. These healthy fats also support overall tissue health, keeping the joints lubricated and reducing friction during movement. Another important factor for older adults is the oil's role in supporting immune balance. In rheumatoid arthritis, the immune system misfires and begins to attack healthy joint tissue. Some of the compounds in olive oil help regulate immune responses, gently nudging the body away from this pattern of self-damage. In addition to inflammation control, olive oil contains natural antioxidants such as vitamin E and polyphenols. These help protect cells from the oxidative damage that often accompanies chronic illness and aging. Over time, this protection can slow the progression of joint deterioration and help maintain flexibility. Number 5 on our list is small but mighty nuts and seeds. Especially walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds, they carry a powerful nutritional profile specifically suited to calm inflammation, support joint function, and nourish aging bodies from the inside out. Their size may be small, but their impact is anything but. The key to their anti-inflammatory effect lies in their content of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. While fatty fish provides EPA and DHA, ALA found in nuts and seeds also plays a critical role in reducing inflammatory responses. The body converts ALA into usable forms that help lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, and other inflammation markers commonly elevated in rheumatoid arthritis. Walnuts are one of the richest plant-based sources of ALA. In addition to healthy fats, they contain polyphenols, natural compounds that help reduce oxidative stress, a secondary but persistent factor in joint degradation. Flax seeds and chia seeds go even further by delivering fiber and lignans, which support gut health and immune regulation. This is especially important for older adults, as emerging research suggests that a well-balanced gut microbiome can influence inflammation levels throughout the body, including in the joints. What sets nuts and seeds apart in the arthritis conversation is how they affect both the inflammatory process and joint lubrication. The healthy fats found in these foods help keep joints cushioned, easing friction and promoting smoother movement. For seniors who often experience stiffness in the morning or after rest, this natural lubrication can support greater comfort and mobility over time. In studies involving older adults, diets high in ALARH foods like walnuts have been linked to lower frequency of RA flare-ups and reduced joint pain. Participants reported less swelling and greater ease in performing everyday tasks like walking, reaching, or gripping. The payoff is subtle at first, but with consistency, the benefits become increasingly noticeable. Nuts and seeds also offer quiet, long-term support to the immune system. By supplying magnesium, zinc, and vitamin E, they help regulate immune responses and protect joint tissues from further erosion. This nutritional synergy helps reduce the overactive immune signaling seen in autoimmune arthritis, giving the body a chance to stabilize rather than stay in a constant state of attack. Number 6 on our list is turmeric, a golden-hued spice long used in traditional medicine, now increasingly supported by modern science. It may be stored in a spice rack, but turmeric's impact on inflammation and joint health reaches far deeper than flavor. At the heart of turmeric's healing properties is a compound called curcumin, a natural polyphenol with strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Curcumin targets inflammation at its root by suppressing the activity of inflammatory molecules like TNF-alpha, interleukin-6, and COX-2. These same molecules are elevated in people with rheumatoid arthritis and are key drivers of joint pain, swelling, and stiffness. Unlike medications that block symptoms temporarily, curcumin has been shown in studies to modulate the immune response itself, helping reduce the frequency and severity of flare-ups over time. Clinical research has found that regular intake of curcumin can lead to reduced joint tenderness, increased walking distance, and less morning stiffness, symptoms that commonly affect seniors with RA. In some studies, its anti-inflammation effect has been comparable to certain NSAIDs, but without the gastrointestinal side effects that often limit their use in older adults. Turmeric also acts as an antioxidant, protecting joint tissues from oxidative damage caused by chronic inflammation. This is particularly valuable in aging joints, where oxidative stress can accelerate cartilage breakdown and worsen pain. By neutralizing free radicals, curcumin helps preserve the structural integrity of joints and slows down degenerative changes. One notable feature of curcumin is that it's not easily absorbed on its own. However, when combined with a small amount of black pepper, which contains the compound piperine, absorption increases significantly. This pairing enhances curcumin's availability in the bloodstream, making it more effective in reducing inflammation and supporting joint health. Turmeric has a long history in Ayurvedic and Eastern medicine, where it has been used to treat inflammatory conditions for centuries. What those traditions observed through practice, modern research now confirms with data. Curcumin interferes with the body's inflammatory processes in a meaningful, measurable way. Turmeric stands apart on this list because of its concentrated anti-inflammatory action. While other foods support health by nourishing or protecting, turmeric directly intercepts the signals that cause pain. For seniors living with chronic joint discomfort, this level of targeted support can make a meaningful difference. The final entry on this list shifts focus from spices to staples, foods that offer steady energy while gently lowering inflammation through an entirely different pathway. Coming up next, Number 7. Food. Whole grains. Specifically oats, brown rice, and quinoa. Unlike turmeric, which targets inflammation directly, these foods work by supporting the foundational systems of the body, reducing the background inflammation that can worsen rheumatoid arthritis and affect overall function in later life. Whole grains are rich in fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and antioxidants, nutrients that have all been linked to lower levels of systemic inflammation. One key mechanism involves fiber's effect on the gut. When consumed regularly, dietary fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids that help regulate immune activity and reduce inflammatory signaling. This is particularly relevant in autoimmune conditions like RA, where the immune system's balance is disrupted. Among whole grains, oats have been especially studied for their beta-glucan content, a type of soluble fiber that helps lower CRP levels and supports cardiovascular health. For seniors, maintaining heart health is closely tied to managing rheumatoid arthritis, as chronic inflammation increases the risk of heart disease. Brown rice provides selenium and magnesium, both of which support bone health and muscle function. Quinoa, while technically a seed, behaves like a grain and offers complete protein along with zinc and iron, which are critical for tissue repair and energy levels. One of the most overlooked benefits of whole grains is how they affect blood sugar regulation. Spikes in blood sugar can lead to increased inflammation in the body. Whole grains have a low glycemic index, meaning they release glucose slowly and steadily, reducing inflammation over time. This slow-release energy also supports stamina, something especially important for seniors who experience fatigue during RA flares. Research shows that diets rich in whole grains are associated with lower CRP and IL-6 levels, both key markers of inflammation in arthritis. Participants in these studies also report improved energy, better digestion, and a greater ability to engage in physical activity, all essential for preserving mobility with age. Whole grains also support bone health. The magnesium and phosphorus found in oats and quinoa assist in maintaining bone density, which can be compromised in people with chronic inflammation or reduced mobility. For seniors, where the risk of falls and fractures increases, the supportive role of these grains becomes even more important. Let us recall what we have gone through together. Rheumatoid arthritis brings pain, stiffness, and fatigue that can make everyday tasks more difficult. But even in later years, the body still responds to the right kind of care. Certain foods can offer steady support in managing joint pain and improving comfort over time. This video highlighted 7 of the most helpful options. Fatty fish provide omega-3s that gently calm inflammation in the joints. Berries protect aging tissues with powerful antioxidants. Leafy greens supply the vitamins and minerals needed to rebuild cartilage and support immune balance. Extra virgin olive oil contains natural compounds that ease inflammation in much the same way as over-the-counter pain relievers, without the added strain on the stomach. Nuts and seeds offer plant-based omega-3s and minerals that help reduce flare-ups. Turmeric delivers curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that works at the source of joint discomfort. And whole grains give the body fiber and key nutrients that support energy, digestion, and lower inflammation long-term. This isn't about changing everything at once. It's about finding steady ways to support the body with foods that heal, strengthen, and protect. Over time, these choices can lead to less stiffness, more flexibility, and more ease in doing the things that matter. Whether it's gardening, walking, cooking, or just getting through the day with less discomfort. If any of these foods stood out today, consider adding just one of them to your meals this week. It doesn't have to be complicated, just a small, consistent change to support your joints and your comfort. Watch how your body responds and give it time to work. To stay informed with more natural health strategies like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. New videos are shared regularly. to support your journey toward healthier living.